Everyone's having a blessed Tuesday. So today is going to be my beginning of Featured Plant Tuesday series. And what I'm going to do is feature a plant, give you a little bit of background on the plant, a little bit of care that I've researched in my own care. Now, the way I do things can be different from you, so I still suggest you do as much research as you can on the particular plant that I feature. So however I do stuff may be different from you or from somewhere else. I'm in Sacramento, California. You could be somewhere in a different climate that I live in, a different state, a different country. So it all pertains differently in how warm you keep your home if you leave your plant outside. All my plants are inside. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I do not use air conditioning in my apartment or heating. So my care is a lot different than how you keep your home, or if you keep your home hot, if you keep your home cold. All that, it has a lot to do with the care of how you take care of your plants. If you let it go outside, none of my plants go outside. So all my plants are indoor plants. So I'm just letting that be said before I even start this series, so everyone does know that. Prior to me sharing each plant that I share and I do the series on. So today is going to be the Bantel sensation, Sansevieria. This is actually known as the Sansevieria trifascia Bantel sensation, or white Sansevieria. The leaves on here are really, it's more of a really dark green color, almost cream color. And then it has stripes. So each leaf really comes out looking different. This is just a 1, 2, 3 stalk. I do have a baby coming out. That'll be maturing and growing. But this just has the 3 leaves for now. I did buy this like this. The baby was barely coming out, and now it's coming out. I just repotted her and have her in a terracotta pot. The mixture I have her in is organic cactus mix, perlite, and orchid bark. That is the soil mixture that I have her in. This plant is once again called the Sansevieria trifascia Bantel sensation. So there's cultivars, there's species, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So this is actually a cultivar, and the species is trifascia. And most of the trifascia, there's a lot of them. They come in all kinds of different, and then you have the cylindrica. They come in different shapes. There's the viper's bowstring, which are these long leaves they call, and then they have the cylindrica type of leaves, and then there's really the Hannah, which is the bird nest. So there's like 3 styles. I believe the one is you have these long leaves. They come either like this or they come thicker, and then the cylindrica, and then there's Hannah with the type of Sansevierias. So anyhow, this is the Bantel sensation. And so with this plant, it's marked with alternating and variable pattern or uh, long white and dark green stripes. Leaves are stiff, erect, and both narrow and slightly shorter than those of the species. Some leaves with wide green sectors may have transverse banding of lighter green similar to the of the species. Bantel sensation is a sport of Sansevieria trifascia laurenti, which was discovered by Gustav Bantel of St. Louis, Missouri, and patented. Plant patent number 796. In 1948, a United States plant patent is granted for a term of 17 years from the date of its issue. Its slow growth rate has limited its production to a few growers specializing in unusual plants. So, Sansevierias are slow growers, but then it depends on the type of care I believe that you give it also. Um, you can give it more light, and I believe it'll um, grow faster than if you had it in lower light. This one is variegated and it's a lot lighter. I believe to keep that variegation, you're going to want to give it more sun, but I wouldn't give it full sun because it is light, so it can burn. Because if the darker leaves get burnt, sunburned, I could imagine with this cream color leaf would, get. Now I've noticed a lot of these, the Bantel sensation. I've seen a lot of people having the issue of the fungal disease, which occur. Um, so there's these spots. They're like mushy. I've seen a lot of these particular ones, the Bantel sensation and moonshine, which both of them are lighter color leaves. But I noticed that um, they get those fungal spots really, really a lot. Even when I've looked in stores, this one I was fortunate. That's why I see them sold like as in 10-inch pots. I've never really been able to find one that was in a 6-inch pot. I was able to get this one. The pot that it was in was, I want to say this is a 6-inch pot, but the pot I bought it in was, I want to say 5.5 maybe. But I never see these sold smaller. I always see them in the big pots, and I always see them with these fungal spots on the leaves. In the moonshine also. For some reason, the Sansevieria moonshine also I see, and it's called a fungal disease, which mainly occurs due to the presence of moisture on the plant, on the leaves of the plant. They include southern blight and red leaf spot. So it's that red leaf spot I mainly see on really a lot of Sansevierias at when you go to nurseries, or when you're looking to buy a Sansevieria. A lot of them I see that, but mainly it's the moonshine and these Bantel sensations. And what I've realized, because I did have a moonshine before, I have a new one now, which is it's a smaller version, but she is free of any of the fungal disease. I had a moonshine when I first started getting plants last summer. I repotted it, and it got one of those fungal spots on it, and it was because I overwatered it, and I did get water on the leaves. So really, all Sansevierias do not like their leaves wet. They don't like water in their soil or on their leaves. And that's how you get that fungal disease. And I wouldn't suggest having Sansevierias in a room that you're going to have I understand, a lot of people have their houseplants, all their houseplants together. I would not put my Sansevierias, most of all my Sansevierias are in my room. There's no humidity in my room. I do have a window, a southern window that is covered with drapes. They get good sun. But I do not, and I keep a window cracked and give them just a little bit because this one's really cold sensitive. They are cold sensitive, but it's not that cold where I'm at in Sacramento, California. But what I have learned, I've seen a lot of people do videos and they'll have a Bantel sensation sitting next to a Maranta and a philodendron, or they'll have a snake plant, their snake plants mixed in with all their other plants. When Hoyas, Marantas, Stramantes, philodendrons, all these plants need humidity. So you're going to provide humidity. The thing is, if you have this beautiful Bantel sensation sitting, Sansevieria that's used to dry air in Africa deserts, and their use of dry air, they're not going to like it. And if they're going to, because they are plants, they're going to absorb that moisture on their leaves just like all the other plants do. They absorb it through their roots and through their leaves, and they're going to pull that in. And guess what? You're going to end up getting those fungal spots on your plants, on your Sansevierias, which, once again, they do not like water on their leaves. Just like any succulents, really, they don't like water on their leaves, but really Sansevierias are the top ones that do not like water on their leaves or moisture on their leaves. So I recommend, just like you place all your plants together because of their care. That's how I do my plants. I put them all together with the care, because then I know if I have it humid with my Hoyas and philodendrons and Marantas and all that, I also know to have a fan, because they also get those fungal things if you don't have a fan blowing with the humidity. But Sansevierias do not need to be in the room or on the same shelf with a spider plant who you're going to be misting, a Maranta, philodendron. They all need humidity. So I recommend anyone who wants to prevent those fungal diseases on the leaves of Sansevierias to put your Sansevierias all together in a room where there's no humidity and the air is dry. They need dry air because their leaves need to be dried. They say the reason Sansevierias pump out oxygen during the nighttime is because, let's see, I found the information. So basically, let me see if I can find, sorry. So, well, basically, they pump out the oxygen because where they're native to, most of them are from Africa. The dry air, they can't really do much during the day because it's so hot. So they pretty much rest during the day, and then they start doing all their action at night. In other words, that's just a quick way to sum it up. I can't really put it all, the photosynthesis and how they pull in, bad and then pump out good. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. During the day, it's too hot for them to really do anything, so they rest. And at nighttime is when they put out their oxygen. And because where they come from, their survival mechanism is that it's too hot during the day to do anything. So at night is when they do most of their stuff. So that's what it breaks down to. So I hope I was pretty informative today about the Bantel sensation. And drought tolerant. Once again, these plants do not need to be watered. Some people say they water them every 2 weeks. I water, be honest, I've had a snake plant that I didn't water. I still haven't watered. I repotted it October. I watered it. Actually, there's 3 of them that I repotted them in October, put them in some good soil and stuff, watered them real good. I watered them real good after they calloused because I broke up one, and I gave them about a week before I even watered them after I repotted them, and I have not watered them since. I'll probably water them all, 3 of those plants actually this weekend because it is spring and it's starting to warm up. But I recommend watering your snake plant once a month. That's what I would recommend. During winter, you don't even have to water them. You can water them probably October, water them in October and don't water them again till March. That's what I recommend. Because they are dry, drought tolerant, which means they do not want their roots, no water on their roots. Really, they don't want to be mist. They don't want no humidity. They don't want none of that stuff. They just want to dry air and dry soil. Sum it up. That's the easiest way to sum it up. Dry air, dry soil. So if you want to keep your leaves looking like this, I've had this plant for a few months. I just watered her. And I just repotted her. Her roots were still a little bit wet from me watering her last week. So I just repotted her. I'll probably water her because I did put dry soil in, but I left some of her soil from the other pot because I didn't really want to mess with her root ball that much because she was in good soil. I just wanted to repot her and put her in a clay pot. But I'll probably water her this weekend, maybe even. I just repotted her yesterday. I watered her last week. I'll probably water her again, maybe even next weekend. I'll water her thoroughly and let her dry out, and I won't water her again for another month. So that's the way I care for my Sansevieria. I have a lot of them, and I've been taking care of them. I've learned a lot about them from trial and error. And so far, I've been doing okay. A lot of them is from when I first bought them that they were soaked. And I think a lot of nurseries and stuff, what they do with the Sansevieria is just like everyone else. They probably water their plants all the same time when these plants don't want that. And they don't want the humidity. So you even see Sansevierias mixed in with all the humidity plants and stuff. And the nurseries, I think they water everyone at the same time, and these poor plants just suffer in nurseries. That's why every time I see one that's in good shape, I try to get it, even if I even have it already, just because the soil will be soaked, and you 9 out of 10 have to repot them immediately, or the leaves will start turning yellow. And generally with Sansevierias, when the tips are yellow, that means it's been overwatered. When the bottoms are yellow, that means it's fresh. It's a fresh leaf. So remember that also. That's another tip. When the tips of your Sansevieria are turning yellow, that means you've overwatered it. When the bottom of the leaf coming from the soil is yellow, that more than likely is because it's a new growth. They come out yellow like that, the new growths. So I hope everyone enjoyed this, the beginning of the Tuesday plant series. So I'm going to go ahead. It'll be called a Featured Plant Tuesday series. And so today I'm starting it off with the Bantel Sensation Sansevieria. So hope everyone enjoyed this video. Hope there was enough light and you were able to see the plant as well as you can. If you can't, you can Google Bantel Sensation Sansevieria. That's what this plant is. And I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I'll be doing these series once again every Tuesday, and it'll just be plant feature Tuesday. No, wait, feature plant Tuesday series. Thanks again. Hope everyone has a blessed week. Thank you for watching. Bye.